The 5 best meals to be able to lose your belly fat, your chest fat, and your love handles. And I'm gonna show you this in a very super simple way. I'm not even gonna waste any time. Let's get straight into it. When I didn't know this information I'm about to share with you, this first transformation took me forever. And I mean 7+ months. And once I had this information, all of this knowledge 2 years later, right? And that journey that I mentioned was my longest and hardest. You won't imagine. I spent 2 hours doing cardio trying to get that result. And once I knew all the information I'm about to share with you, it took me 90 days. I'm going to save you all of that time so you can go from 30% body fat to that 12 to 10% body fat very easily. Right? And just a little bit about me. I am a professional natural bodybuilder. Our main concern is to build and accrue as much muscle tissue as possible and lose as much fat tissue at the same time. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to do that for yourself with 5 easy, simple meals that you're going to love. It's going to follow my ERE method. Easy, repeatable, and enjoyable. Not only that, I am also a medical doctor and I'm a scientist. That allows me to understand the physiology of the body, but also the chemical reactions that are happening so that we know why we're eating all the foods and how this will impact us. Not only in terms of fat loss, that's an amazing byproduct, but the energy levels, the way you're feeling, the way you're performing on a day-to-day basis, and for you to be the best version of yourself. The Mike or the Anna or the Steven 2.0, whatever your name may be who's watching this. That's what I want for you. So I had that same experience with my client Dominic, a business owner in architecture, and he had tried so many things in the past. And when I took my 10 years, my decade of experience and did that for him, this was his transformation in 90 days and he's 60 years young. The point I want to share is that information and knowledge is power, and I'm going to give that to you in this video. And not only that, with Dominic, the same happened with my client Tori, right? A business owner, lost 36 pounds in 16 weeks and he wanted to be in amazing shape as a dad. And once I gave him all this information I'm about to share with you, he was able to get super shredded. And look at Tori, even eating cheesecake and looking amazing as he is. So watch the video to the very end, and all I ask is share this with a friend if you find it beneficial. If you don't, no problem. Let's get straight into it. Step number 0. And please do this step because I truly believe it's the most important. And I'm going to show you how simple and easy this is, right? For you to get to a goal, right? Let's say your goal is 10%. You need a system. That system is the vehicle you're going to utilize to get to that final destination, right? And then you need to have a target, which is that final destination, and you have your starting point. And that will allow you to determine how long it's going to take. Imagine there was something that could actually do this for you. Well, there is, and it's a tracking app. Now, this app is called MacroFactor. I am not sponsored. I've never spoken to anybody. This is an app from a fellow YouTuber called Jeff Nippard. If you're watching my content, very likely you know him. I have no affiliation to it, but I do believe this is going to be the easiest system for you. Why? It's going to calculate your calories. It's going to adjust it accordingly so you can build muscle and lose fat, and it's going to use AI. I have not heard a single bad thing about it. It has about 5-star reviews on the App Store, and Jeff is highly respected, so I'm sure this is amazing. Again, if you scan this with your phone, you'll be able to download the app. They give it to you for free for 2 weeks. They'll give you your macros. They'll tell you how long you want to do that system I was talking about. It's going to do it all for you. I have no affiliation to it. Beyond the 2 weeks, if you want to sign up for a year, in total, I think it's $76 a year. I highly recommend it if you do take your health very seriously. But if you don't, if you want to go the free route, no problem. Step number 1, let's say, okay, the duration is we want to be able to lose 1% of our body fat a week. And let's say you're at 30% and you want to get to 10%. That means you need to lose 20% at 1% body fat per week. That's going to be about 20 weeks, right? And you need to follow the perfect caloric deficit. Now, this isn't the point of the video, as I'm sure you've heard of this before, but I'm going to show you how much easier you can make this. So normally, we use a formula called the Milfin-Saint-Jouer formula, which tabulates all the statistical data about your body and gives you how many calories your body's burning. That's why you're seeing here, this formula equals your whole body, right? All the energy your body's burning. And it consists of all of these factors: your BMR, your non-exercise activity thermogenesis, thermic effect of food, and exercise activity factors. Again, this isn't the point of the video, but we know to lose fat, to get fat loss, we should eat less than how many calories our bodies burn. So basically, you need to move more and eat less to lose fat. But that app I showed you is going to do all those calculations for you just to show you how simple it is. And again, for us to lose fat, we need to be in this negative energy balance, which shows our energy expenditure, the activity, the exercise, the calories we're burning at rest needs to be more than the food that we're eating, right? Input, output. Our output should be higher than our input. Very simple. And that app I was showing you will do this for you. And that's where you get this 500 daily caloric deficit to lose a pound. Again, why I'm saying get the app is it's going to make your life very easy, right? We live in a new century where everything is done by AI, and I highly recommend it. The biggest mistakes I see from people who don't get a result, if you're frustrated and you're like, Mike, I've tried everything and it didn't work, and this is probably why you're not tracking your food with an app. I know everybody who's watching this video knows how much money's in their bank account. It's the same thing. If you don't track your food, you don't know how much you're spending and how much you're getting. Very likely you'll go broke, right? Or you're eyeballing your food, right? You're like looking at it and you're guesstimating. Research has shown that even professionals get it wrong by 500 calories. So you might be putting in so much effort with, training and cardio, but the main aspect, the diet, is terrible. So just track it and save yourself the time. People drink their calories, the Starbucks drinks, the Cokes, and then not being consistent, right? You go Monday to Friday, and then on the weekend, you're like, hey, I'm gonna have some drinks, gonna eat out. Then you're all back to square one. Be consistent and have a system in place for yourself. But that's not the point of this video. The first point is I'm gonna show you guys how to build these 5 meals for yourself. Now that you know where to track it and how it's gonna calculate it for you, I'm gonna transpond my logic with what foods I choose and why, so you guys can follow the easy, repeatable, and enjoyable method. Is a plan that you'll follow consistently and that you'll love doing. And my hope is one day you guys meet me and you give me a big hug and you say, dude, I lost 20 pounds because of you, right? So first is high satiety foods. Satiety just means fullness. High fullness foods, the foods that will make you feel very full. And there's a 1995 research paper that compared 38 different foods, all equivalent of 280 calories, and the people had to decide which ones made them feel the fullest. And it came out to this amazing graph, right, comparing these different foods. Now, to show you the graph, they've put it in different categories. We have bakery products, snacks, breakfast cereals, protein-rich foods, carb-rich foods, and fruits, right? And as you can see at the very bottom, they compared it consistently against white bread. Let's break this list down. For bakery products, they have crackers as the highest satiety, the bakery product that made them feel the fullest compared to cookies, donuts, cake, croissants. And you can see that it was much higher than the white bread, but not that much. And that was in 1995. Now we have rice cakes, which is also considered crackers. And rice cakes is definitely something you should have in your diet. So let's put that on our grocery list. The next thing is snacks, popcorn. Right? Amazing. Comparing that to jelly beans, potato chips, yogurt, popcorn will make you feel the fullest. An amazing snack to have. Maybe you're watching movies and you're sticking to your diet with your partner. Definitely go for popcorn and just search best macro-friendly popcorn and type Amazon in Google and you will find some amazing options. For breakfast, they have porridge here, which is oats. And this is exactly why oatmeal is in every bodybuilder's diet. Because number one, it's highly versatile. You can add protein powder to it. You can add fruits in there. But also what's amazing about oats is that it's low GI. It has a low glycemic index, which means it won't spike your blood sugar as much as like a breakfast cereal. And just look at porridge compared to all brand cereal or cornflakes or muesli, which is very popular, right? You almost get double the amount of fullness from oats. So definitely something to have in your diet. Protein-rich foods, if my eyes see correctly, fish is the second highest satiating food. So having a salmon or a mahi-mahi or a cod in your diet's a good idea. And steak, right? So now we have our protein sources that we want to go for. And then if we look at carb-rich foods, potatoes by far beat everything, which is counterintuitive, right? A lot of people think that carbs are bad for you and it's gonna make you fat. No, usually the foods we really love have a lot of carbs and we overconsume it, but it's very difficult to overconsume potatoes. So having this in your diet is a very good idea. And then finally, fruits. right? Comparing it to white bread, apples and oranges came to being the highest. So cool, we're gonna go get apples and oranges for our diet. Now have this in your mind, you have a grocery list built up. The second tip that we wanna have implemented are high volume foods, right? Foods that will make you feel full. And if you think about it, the way you get a hunger signal is by the food in your stomach and it touching the receptors in your stomach, right? So your stomach is this bag, it's a balloon, and you want this balloon to feel full. When the balloon feels empty, it sends this signal to your brain called ghrelin to say, hey, we need to eat. But if you can pick foods that are low in calories but really make your stomach fill that balloon up, amazing, stretching the stomach more. So these are the foods, and I'm gonna tell you guys like my favorites from this list. Now, if you can see here on the left, there's like everything's compared to 100 grams. The lowest one is watermelon, second lowest is strawberries, blueberries is amazing, pineapple 50 calories. But if you were to ask me, Mike, what fruits to choose, right? In a good diet, you want a serving of fruits and you want a serving of vegetables. So fruits, I'm going watermelon, strawberries, and blueberries. For sure, if you love apples, go for that. Maybe have one or two apples. And then in terms of veggies, and you're gonna see how I put this all together for you in the end of the video, so do continue watching. You have pumpkin, zucchini, and salad mixes, and I'm gonna show you. Mind you, for all of you who are watching now, I am actually going to give you a recipe to follow. So now we have no excuses. You just need to get the app and follow the recipes I'm gonna give you. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be such a good video. And these are high volume foods that you can integrate. And just besides it making you feel full, it also has so many benefits in terms of minerals and vitamins that you wanna have, right? The oranges, the potatoes, you know, having soups into your diet is also amazing. And I just wanted to show you how high volume foods play a role. And let me show you this example comparing pasta and zucchini. So before I move on, if you guys are enjoying this video and you find it super helpful, my only ask is share it with a friend. Just copy the link down below and share it with a friend and say, hey dude, watch this, because I'm also going to give you a meal plan that you can follow. And my hope is that you guys will say I'm the best. And that makes me feel nice, right? Tip number 3, consume more protein. Obvious, right? And for those who don't know, the amazing benefits of protein is that it can boost your metabolism because your body takes the most energy to break protein down compared to carbohydrates and compared to fats. Fats is actually the least. That's why your body absorbs it so easily. But when it's protein, your body's actually burning a lot of calories trying to break it down and absorb it. It's amazing for building muscle and all the other components that make it so beneficial. And what's also amazing about protein is that protein increases the level of satiety hormones such as peptide YY and glucagon-like peptide 1. While reducing levels of hunger hormone ghrelin, the hormonal balance helps to suppress appetite and promote feelings of fullness. So again, a high protein diet is a must. And for all of you, the easy path, as long as you don't have any kidney issues or liver conditions, you're good to go with a gram of protein per pound. I even go higher. When I build my clients' diets, I might even go to 1.2, 1.3, depending on what foods they enjoy and their level of hunger, right? But you can go in the spectrum. The higher body fat, you can go at 0.8. If you're like 30% above, I would say go 0.8. If you're in that like 30 to 25 to 20, you can go 1 gram and so on, right? Let's move on. And these are 10 amazing protein sources you can go for: milk, eggs, especially egg whites, chicken breast, lean beef, fish, as I've mentioned, Greek yogurt, quinoa, lentils, soy, cottage cheese. Again, besides its ability to make you feel full, they also have amazing components. Some people even consider eggs and steak superfoods just because of all the minerals, vitamins, creatine, etc. that it can provide you. So when you're building an easy, repeatable, and enjoyable meal, you want to prioritize high satiating foods, high volume, low calorie foods, and consuming a protein source with every meal. This will allow you to lose weight. And this is exactly what Dominic did. Dominic, as a business owner, didn't have time to be able to figure this all out. He was a hard worker, and you can see that he has some size on him, but he couldn't get rid of the fat tissue because he couldn't dial everything in, which is what we did for him, and this is what I'm trying to do for you here. Same thing with Tori, a dad who had this dad bod that he could not get rid of although he was training, and then in 4 months lost all of that fat, having veins coming up his abs and still eating a cheesecake. Imagine. I'm gonna do that for you, and I'm gonna show you these recipes. Now, here, this is a pitch. If you want to skip by 30 seconds, that's fine. But for people who are feeling tired, you're not feeling energized, you're not feeling like yourself, your brain is very foggy, you sit at your desk longer than usual, your confidence isn't there because you have this belly and you're going to meetings and you're not feeling amazing, or you're a lady and you don't like that you're not fitting in your dresses and you're not performing optimally. This is where Sculpt by Science comes in, right? You also want to be able to lose the fat as a byproduct. And you've tried all of these things before. You've tried the calorie counting apps. You've tried meal prep services. You've tried keto, paleo, all the diets, medication. You've tried the Ozempics, and none of that worked for you. This is where we come in. I consider Sculpt by Science the in case of emergency break glass. And this is why. We're a team of medical professionals. It is myself, Dr. Zeno, Dr. Lucretia, and Dr. Pine. We also have Coach Max as our head coaches. We're medical professionals that help people improve their life. I consider this medicine 3.0, taking all of your life factors into account to be able to get you the byproduct of finally seeing your abs, but improving your energy, improving your health span, and being able to add 20, 30, 40 years onto your life as a result of the holistic and sustainable changes we're going to make together. So these are our clients, right? This is statistical data I've pulled, and these are our clients. They're business owners, they're executives, they work in IT, Apple, Microsoft, or they have their own company, or they're an influencer with I've trained pro athletes and music artists, right? Which I am not allowed to mention, but those are our clients. Our clients are also usually 30 years old and above. If you fall in those categories, I highly recommend you apply if you're interested in changing your life. But if you don't fall in the categories I've just mentioned, do not apply. Why? First of all, I want to save your time and I want to save mine because we're a small and compact team. I need to protect my doctor's time. So I highly recommend you try the free options like the app that I just mentioned and watching my videos. That's why I'm jam-packing them with as much info as possible. But also do not apply if you just need the accountability. We're not there for that. But if you want accountability and everything else, we're there for you. Do not apply if you still feel like you can do it on your own and maybe you just want to pick our brain. Please don't do that. We want to have people who are ready to take action and say, hey, I'm ready to see the results that I want. And also, if you've just never invested in your health, like an app or a personal trainer, do those things first, because usually you want to try the other things first before you come to us. We are a premium product. Therefore, I always recommend people to try the other things first because that may work for you before coming to us. And if you do feel like I'm speaking to you here, then I invite you to apply to work with me and my team. You'll fill out the short application. You'll jump on a call with one of the doctors, myself, or my wife, who's the Chief Operating Officer, Anastasia Diamonds, and you'll chat to them and we'll figure out if we can genuinely help you. No pressure, no anything. Please don't waste our time and we won't waste yours. We're really trying to do amazing things in this world. But let's move on. So here we go, right? I have this PDF that I'm going to give to you for free, and it's going to be linked in the description as well that you can download. You don't need to put in your email or your name or anything. It's going to be a downloadable link. And the breakfast I highly recommend is a protein oats. It can be overnight oats as well. So remember why I put this in this list is because oats is very variable, and you can add the fruits that you love. You can add your favorite protein powder to make it taste amazing, and it's very filling. And it takes 10 minutes to prepare. And in this PDF that I'm mentioning, you'll be able to click on this little icon here and it will take you to the video showing you how I prepare it. So this is my top pick for breakfast. But in that PDF, I have 4 other breakfast options you can pick, all satisfying those conditions. Here are the macros for this breakfast, and you're gonna feel very full. This is a go-to in terms of breakfast meals. For lunch, remember pumpkin as one of those high volume foods that make you feel full. So you can have sliced pumpkin with steak, which is again on that satiety index list. And it's an amazing lunch. 20 minutes to prepare. And again, download the thing and you can just click on the link to see how I prepare it. For dinner, right? Remember in terms of my serving of veggies, I mentioned zucchini. Making a zucchini bolognese, amazing dinner to have, very, very filling. And if you're a person who likes pasta, this is a great alternative. And then finally, this yogurt. So this is basically Jello with a nice Greek yogurt. Jello, yogurt, yogurt. You like that? Yeah. And then finally, we also have popcorn in there. You can have just popcorn simply. But those are the 5, guys. And just, you can pause the video because I give you all the ingredients you need and how many calories that comes up to. So I'm not going to go over that in detail. And then you can just go in the link of this video in the description and just download that free link. Like, use that first before you apply. Or if you just want me to build your thing straight on, you don't want to waste time, then apply, right? And you can download this book. It has 21 different recipes. And this isn't a push to, I get nothing from the book, but I want you guys to see amazing results. I know that putting out goodwill is great for me, my family, and my business. So hopefully this really helps you. But if you follow that ERE method, use those meals, and then use the app to bring it all together, you can build your own perfect plan. I really hope this video is enjoyable. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Leave the video the gentle thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.